What is going on, guys? So today's another day inside the shop, and it's time to go ahead and start trimming the fender flares, or the rear quarter panel wide body kit. So the fiberglass has been dry. It's been drying for like 2 days. And so now it's time to go ahead and make the trims around the corners on all the lines that I've drawn, and then start sanding smooth and get these things ready for molding. So, well, of course we got to test fit. So I'll probably trim, smooth, test fit, and then move forward from there. So let's go ahead and get this done. Keep watching. Okay, so first things first, I've drawn the line here. So I was thinking about going just a little higher first, and then that way I can go ahead and sand back, because technically where the dark blue line is, that's where like I'm pretty set in stone on my measurements. But it's always nice to start high, then move low with like the power sander or with the Dremel to slowly trim away. And then next I'll go ahead and trim away this edge here and keep moving south. And then of course on this side when it sits on the flare or on the quarter panel, this line pretty much is where the line of the side skirt starts. So of course I'm gonna have to go and make some changes, or like or increase or decrease, you know, but we're gonna go and find out. Let's just start with the basics and go from there. Alright, so I got my diamond plated Dremel disc. It's not so flimsy, not like the little carbon ones, so that's good. Okay, so I've already cut this off. I did cut just short under the line. So that way I could get the power sander and go up to the line with the power sander, and it'd be like a nice, clean, legit, smooth transition. Next is this fuel door though. This part is going to be a doozy. Like, I'm going to try my best to cut along this line and not mess anything up. Of course, I probably will cut shorter so that way I can sand as I get closer to the line. I think that's the route I want to go. So let me get it cut. Okay, so I turned it around because I figured it'd be easier access on this side. I'm just going to follow along this blue tape, because that's where I know I can slowly sand away. Okay, so this is where I'm at so far. I think I'm going to marker it out and try to get a little closer to the edge on this one. But on this side, you see how I've already cut it out with the Dremel, and that black line there is pretty much where I'm going to be sanding to. And so that way it's a nice clean edge, because it's all about perfection, especially when we're making it for reproduction and for selling. So I definitely want to make sure you all are getting the most quality kit. So now I just need to cut some more off of this and then start working on this section here. Okay, so first things first, I already drew a rough line about where I want this bottom line to be cut on the rear section. And I drew out about 1/2 inch from this initial hump. And that way I can go and test fit it and move back as much as I need or want. And of course this is going to get rounded off, but you always kind of just square it off at first. And of course here I'm about a centimeter, about 1.5 centimeters above the line. So I'm giving myself plenty of working room to sand down, smooth, and shape the way it needed to be. And so it's coming along. So I'll show you how it is after I do the cuts. So here it is, all nicely cut. I'm going to go and try it out on the car and see where I need to do some trimming. So all the edges all the way across. I trimmed the fuel door area a little more. And then I came over and trimmed all this section. So So now it's time to fit it on. Let's go check it out. Okay, so here it is on. Fits pretty good. Like, I just need to smoothen out around the door cap, but all in all, it's where it needs to be. On the back side, just smooth it out, straighten it up some. And it looks like on this side, I'll show you in just a minute, it sits pretty flush. Of course, you'll have your rivet points that'll hold it perfectly on. It's not gonna like be top of the line every time. And then, this looks pretty good, so I'm just gonna like sand and clean up this line. And where it's sitting at now, so here is the side skirt line. So I need this flare to pretty much end at that side skirt line. I don't want it to go too much further down, so that way it looks appropriate, especially if people have different side skirts. I don't know if they're all going to fit the same or if they all have the dip. But it should be about right there or so. So I'm going to go ahead and draw my line so I can measure it out. And this side's pretty much right on it. So I think if anything, I'm just going to like even this line out here, and if anything it just hangs just a hair over the side skirt, which isn't that big of a deal, just so it has that nice flush look. But yeah, everything else fits really good. It sits here real nice. On this side it sits pretty flush, so I'm just going to clean those edges up, and of course clean up here. But you see, here's the body line, if you can see here. So this line runs along parallel with it to about, give or take, so right here, and then starts shooting down. So it seems to follow pretty decent, like it's pretty flushed all the way through. Of course I'm going to double take the measurements and make any changes and bring up or bring down whatever I might need to bring. But it's guaranteed going to be smooth and flowing and to the point, because I like to have things to the T. So I'm going to start sanding and then we'll go from there. Okay, so first things first, list out the horses. I'm outside because I know a lot of fiberglass is going to fly everywhere. And I got my sander. Now I'm starting off with a 220 grit. I don't want to get any finer than that, or any heavier than that, just because I don't want a lot to burn away at one time. So I got my sander. I'm going to go ahead and start with this edge here and move my way along the entire round. Okay? Now when I hold here and not here. Alright, so I've been sanding it down with 80 grit. I think I'm going to have to go to the store and get something a little stronger. But it's smoothing out. The shape's coming in. I'm actually getting really excited because it's moving. But it is sanded and trimmed as far as like the body line, like so. So I just need to clean up this one bottom edge. That's the one that needs the most work. And of course, like, this fits really damn good, so I'm excited. The other thing is I still have to go on the inside and build up this gas door deal. It was a little thin because it's hard. It's so hard to get in here to build. When it comes to after having the mold done, it'll be quick and easy to throw fiberglass in there. But as far as building it, it's a little harder, but that's okay. Just need to build up a little bit, get that done soon, get the rest of the sanding done. We'll be back tomorrow. So we're here back in the Bearded Panda shop. And I'm working on sanding fender flare. Get it all smooth, guaranteed today. And Gabe is working on something else. Let's go check it out. There's Gabe, the babe, smoothing out this headlight. And like we mentioned in our past video, because we're going to make
Nice little eyelid.
Eyelids. So we're trying to get rid of all the old buildup and crap that's here, so we can primer them. Like Gabe said, they're just an extra set of headlights, and get it primered up and get some tooling gel on it and get some headlights made, or eyebrows.
Just to show you all that we're trying to get this knocked out as fast as possible, we're both getting it out. Down over here, down over there. Look back at it.
We've taken the time to go ahead and throw some Bondo glass on here. Like I said in the last video, I needed to rise this section up. And then on the transition from the actual flare to the additional fiberglass sheet or sheets, needed to smooth that out as well. I mean, I know we're going to cut off a section of it, but it was good to have it there just to make sure everything was even. So when it is time to sand everything down, it's actually less work, pretty much. Less work, yeah. So, and then on the inside as well, we had like an area where it was like dipped in, and so we laid some Bondo glass there as well. So that way, when we start sanding smooth, we don't have to worry about burning through, right?
Yeah, we will at that point know that we have enough buildup and we're not gonna burn through, like Jason was saying.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's work.
It's work.
Now, just a reminder, this is the plug. So this is how the back side looks, no big deal. How the front side looks, honestly, no big deal. We just need to actually get the surface of it perfect and smooth. So when we lay the tooling gel coat to make a mold, that is perfect. So that way you all get a perfect kit and we put out a really nice quality product for you. So we're working on this and the rear, so stay tuned.